you guys, Gloria.
Good morning. Good morning, team. Okay, so today I was going to be talking about a lot of notary business, and I put some stand-ups here, just a few of the topics I'm going to be talking about. My commission, and I have here, I handed out the state of online notarization, and it's not happening here in California anytime soon. But just so that you know what's going on in the country, and you hear about it, it is happening out there, but just not here. So I gave you that information, and this other one is just a little more. I'm going to delve right into my questions, my speaker questions, because people are still not really sure what a notary does. And my last stand-up is my notarial acts book, my journal, which is probably the most important part of my job. So what I'm going to do is read out the questions that I got on my speaker question. Okay, so who would be a great power partner? The obvious would be an escrow company, because you sit down, you do a loan docs, and there's like maybe at least 8 signatures you have to notarize on each transaction at least. But I have not reached the point in my profession where I only want to do one specific thing, and that would be just to do loan docs. I want to do a lot of other things, and that's probably why I haven't, concentrated on only doing that and pursuing escrow companies and stuff. But I have done loan docs several times this year, but not with any referrals to an escrow company. The next question, what is the most strange request you've ever had? Okay, so notaries do not perform strange requests. Okay, so we do, however, do extraordinary or challenging requests like notarize for stroke patients or the very old people. Certain care and patience is needed to convince us of their awareness and willingness to sign, and so it is like a very heartfelt thing when I have to notarize for somebody who is a stroke victim. I just never knew how well. I didn't know in life until I had my first notarization with a stroke victim how aware they really are. And they're trying to communicate. It just takes a while to get it from here, to here. And it's just a very short way. So the next question is the most demanding request I ever had. That would be, I did a refinance one time, and there were 5 co-owners. Oh my goodness. So I was there for 4.5 hours, and that was only with 3 of them. Wow. I had to break it up in 2 days. And that was very painful. Okay, so the next question is, are notaries growing in demand? Well, not really. It's like life. Notaries may choose not to renew their commission for whatever reason, or or they pass on, or they move on. But there's always up and coming notaries, and it's like every profession there is. Okay, the next question, can anyone get any document notarized for comfort or ease of mind? Well, yes, but the notary has to refer to their handbook or contact the NNA to make sure, because there are specific documents that should not be notarized. And we don't even, if we were to notarize them, that would just be, illegal, because there's certain documents that are restricted. So,
like a drug deal?
Yeah. Well, a contract, we can't, I don't know who's, I don't know. Like you meet with El Chapo, and who's going to take over the. Yeah. So those things, contract to hire a hitman. No, you can't do that. So. And then the next question is, what is your favorite thing to do? Okay, so if we're talking about business, my favorite thing to do in business is do adoption work. Yeah, there's only a few documents that need to be notarized when you're doing adoption. That's like waivers of parental rights, termination of parental rights documents, agreements to go forward with adoption. However, it's the adoption work that is rewarding. If we're talking about personal, well, that's getting a massage. Okay. What do you do to offer? Well, what do you offer that is beyond getting a notary like at my bank? Okay, so in 2012, I kept this email from a lady that I sat down and worked through her divorce documents with, and she sent me this email. It's from Ellen. Dear Gloria, I never expressed my gratitude for all of your help with the deed. Your guiding me through it was calming and informative and never condescending when explaining the process. Your patience and understanding is a trait I don't see so often anymore. Working with Dick, cajoling and zoning on his needs to get the job done deserves a medal. Thank you, thank you. Wishing you the very best in life with your husband, daughter, etc. You are grounded, solid, loyal, and loved, which sounds like a good recipe for happiness to me. All the very best, Ellen. I saved this one, and I saved several others, but when I get these, it just kind of pulls on my heart. And finally, what makes your business different from other notaries? Okay, well, other notaries wouldn't tell you about these different changes that have happened in the notary laws this year, or what brings me to my topic, which is the 12 acts of a notary. Okay, so a notary's term of office is 4 years. So a notary cannot perform a notarization with an expired commission. So on their stamp or however theirs may look, their expiration date for the commission is on the bottom. And if they are notarizing your document with an expiration date, that's illegal. And it's illegitimate. It makes the document, it's worthless. You can't record it. It doesn't mean anything. So, but there's notaries that have done it and they get in trouble and so on. So that would be a notary with an active commission is what you have to look for when you do a notarization. Another act of a notary is they are appointed by the state of California. A notary is a person of required honesty, credibility, truthfulness, and integrity appointed by the state of California to serve the public as an impartial witness in performing a variety of acts related to the signing of important documents, taking oaths and affirmation, and performing other acts authorized by law. Third is remote online notarization. I passed out a flyer for you to see what the state of it is here in California. Like I explained, it's not going forward, but that's what's happening in the country. The fourth is the oaths and affirmations, solemn promises to a supreme being, it is an oath, or one's own personal honor, which is an affirmation. 5 is a journal of notarial acts. California notaries are required to keep one active sequential journal of their official acts, which is that. 6 is acknowledgments. Acknowledgments is basically, it certifies that the person appearing before the notary is the person signing the documents. Jurats. Jurats are sworn documents certifying that the signer personally appeared before the notary, was identified, and took an oath and affirmation. 8 is a proof of execution certifying that the subscribing witness personally appeared and swore to the notary, that the other the principal, signed the document, certifying copies of notarial records for the Secretary of State. And 10, certified copy of power of attorneys. 11, they take depositions. 12, they take protests.
So you said they take depositions?
Yes, we can take a deposition. I've taken one deposition in my 22 years. It was fun. I had to write, you have to write everything in freehand. You can't type it. So, yeah, so it's a little painful.
You get paid double.
You don't. Okay, so to sum it all up, these were the 12 acts of notary. So 12 was protests, 11 depositions, 10 powers of attorney, 9 notarial records, 8 proofs of execution, 7 jurats, 6 acknowledgments. You know where we're going with this. 5, a journal of notarial acts. 4, oaths and affirmations. 3, e-notarizations. 2, appointed by the state. And a notary with an active commission. Thank you.